Hello and welcome to the short Vort on Parshas Bo. In his inaugural address today, the President of the United States said, light, not darkness. He must have been reading from this week's Parsha because the ninth Makkah listed in Parshas Bo is Choshech, darkness. Rabbi Shlomo Farhi, on Torah Anytime today, using thoughts from the Chasam Sopher, discusses an alternative meaning and an interpretation of Choshech. He says when the pasuk in Perek Yud pasuk Chav Beis and Chav Gimel, it says Choshech afelo b'chol Eretz Mitzrayim, that there is a deep darkness in all of Egypt. He's saying that there is a lack of sensitivity for others in Egypt, and a lack of sensitivity is called darkness. That's why it says Lo ra'u ish es achiv. In Egypt, they didn't even treat their brothers well. In contrast, the Bnei Yisrael, as an example of Moshe Rabbeinu, he went out and he saw what happened to his brothers. He took care of them. The Chasam Sopher, and that is light. Chasam Sopher says, why does the pasuk say in this Makkah that it's Ulechol Bnei Yisrael haya or b'moshosam? To all the Jews, there was light in their places. He says we learn out that the Jews did not rebel against Hashem in regards to the fact that they didn't leave Egypt early. During Makkah of Choshech, when their enemies were unable to see, unable to move, the Jews could have beaten them up. They could have left without even battle and escaped. But they didn't. Why didn't they escape? Because the Bnei Yisrael a while back had said and promised to Yosef that we will not leave Egypt before the appointed time. Why did they make a shvuah, an oath to Yosef? Because they had hakaras hatov, they had appreciation of what he did. And what he did was not taking revenge on his brothers and their descendants. He treated them all well. And therefore, they had the Bnei Yisrael had a hakaras hatov, an example to do good for each other. So a lack of care of man to man, that's considered choshech, and if there's caring between man, that's considered to be that's considered to be light. And darkness is also focusing, therefore, exclusively or primarily on one's self, being a narcissist basically, but beyond that. And the reality is there's only one I in this world, and that is the I of HaKadosh Baruch Hu, who says, Anochi Hashem Elokecha, I am Hashem your God. No one else is an I. The Chidah says, the Medrash says that how thick was this darkness, the Choshech? It was Ava Kedina Zahav. It was Kedina Haya, that it was thick like a golden dinar. So why is it compared to money? Teach us the lesson that what's the number one reason why people have arguments and focus on themselves? It's about money. They want the money for themselves. So let's take a lesson here from what happened in Egypt, that we should focus on the light. We should care about our brothers. The Egyptians, it says, lo kamo ish, each man couldn't get up because they didn't care about their brothers. The Bnei Yisrael, we have all these organizations, Hatzalah, Chaverim, Kupas Ezra, too many in the list, otherwise this would no longer be the short Vort. So we have to remember to focus on that light. Let us have light and not darkness. Thank you for listening. Have a wonderful week and a wonderful Shabbos.